Are you thinking about moving to Dublin, California? Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about all the best things that Dublin has to offer and some things that you really may want to consider before moving here. So let's just jump right in. I'm Victoria Ortiz. I'm a local Bay Area realtor, and I help families move in and around the East Bay. So if you'd like more information on a specific city or neighborhood, please don't hesitate to give me a call, send me a text, or shoot me an email. I'd love to help you out. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be posting more content on what it's really like to live in Dublin and the Tri-Valley area, so stay tuned. I'm going to start off with the pros first and then get into the cons. My first pro is that Dublin is great for commuters. Dublin is an East Bay suburb located in the Tri-Valley area and is actually perfectly situated where the 580 and 680 intersect on the north side of the 580. So if you're a commuter, you could go south into San Jose, where all the tech companies are, or you can go west into San Francisco. Dublin also has two BART stations that runs parallel to the 580 that will take you directly into San Francisco. The Pleasanton Dublin BART station and the West Pleasanton Dublin BART station. And if you don't know what BART is, it's pretty much our version of a subway system or metro that connects all throughout the Bay Area. The other great thing for commuters is that the Dublin Pleasanton BART stations are the first two stops on the Blue Line. So you have a much higher chance of finding a seat as opposed to getting on at a later stop. Dublin also has a lot of newer apartments, condos, and townhomes, as well as a ton of shopping and dining options near the BART. So if you're looking for a place to live in a nice area close to BART, Dublin is a great option. You're also only about a 30-minute drive to Fremont and a 25-minute drive to Walnut Creek, which actually leads me to my next pro, which is that Dublin has a great location. Dublin's great location doesn't just benefit commuters. It actually allows everyone who lives there to enjoy everything the Bay has to offer with ease. You can hop on BART and check out San Francisco for the day, or you can drive 40 minutes south to San Jose and check out Santana Row. Not to mention, you're only about an hour and a half away from wine tasting in Napa, and about 2 hours away from Monterey, which is one of my personal favorites. You can even drive out a little further and spend the weekend in Tahoe for a quick vacation full of skiing, snowboarding, or maybe just hanging out by the lake depending on the time of year. But if you're not really interested in driving and kind of just want to stay around Dublin, don't worry, because my next pro is that there's actually tons of activities to do in Dublin. In Dublin, you have so many choices of shopping and dining without having to go far at all. The Hacienda Crossing Shopping Center offers stores like Ulta, TJ Maxx, Best Buy, and has a huge movie theater where you can even watch movies in IMAX and 4D if you'd like. And just across the street, you have Persimmon Place Shopping Center, where you can find a Whole Foods and popular stores like Sephora, Home Goods, and Nordstrom Rack. Not to mention, Dublin has not just one, but two Targets, as well as a Daiso and a 99 Ranch. There's even plans for an H-Mart to open up that are already in the works. In fact, Dublin arguably has the widest selection of big box stores in the Tri-Valley area. But let's not forget about dining options. Much like the rest of the Bay Area, Dublin has an incredibly diverse food scene, ranging from options like American food, Chinese food, Korean food, Japanese food, Vietnamese food, Indian food, and so much more. Some of the most popular restaurants in Dublin include Lazy Dog, Koi Palace, and my personal favorite, Amakara, which is actually probably the most popular sushi spot in the Tri-Valley area. That one's definitely a local favorite. Dublin actually has plans to add even more shopping and dining options through adding a downtown. But I'm going to talk more about this later on in the video. But if shopping isn't really your thing and spending time outdoors is more your speed, don't worry, because my next pro is actually that Dublin has amazing parks to offer. Emerald Glen Park covers around 41 acres and boasts tons of amenities like baseball fields, soccer fields, softball fields, cricket fields, bocce ball courts, tennis courts, basketball courts, and even a lighted skate park. Emerald Glen is also where you'll find Dublin's farmers market every Thursday during the summertime. After shopping around and checking out all the vendors, you can even listen to some live music at the Emerald Glen Amphitheater. It's always so much fun. Everyone grabs a bite to eat, brings a blanket or a lawn chair. Some people even get up and dance, and there's always a great turnout. Emerald Glen is also where you'll find the aquatic complex, also known as the Wave, which is a state-of-the-art aquatics facility that opened in 2017. In addition to its seasonal water park, the Wave is also open year-round for swim lessons, fitness classes, or recreational swimming. Another popular park in the area is Fallon Sports Park, which is a 63-acre community park bordered by Fallon Road. This park was built in 3 phases and includes soccer fields, baseball fields, a cricket field, tennis courts, basketball courts, volleyball courts, playgrounds, and plenty of parking. Both of these parks are also where you'll be able to enjoy outdoor screenings of family-friendly movies that the City of Dublin puts on during the summer. And speaking of families, my next pro is that Dublin is home to good schools. Niche.com ranked the Dublin Unified School District at number 37 for Best School District in California and gave the district an overall A+. GreatSchools.org also gave Dublin High School a 10 out of 10 for college readiness, which is above the state average. If you want more information, I'll leave the link to these 2 websites below so you can check out the schools in Dublin and see if they're the right fit for you and your family. I'll also leave the link to the Dublin Unified School District website. My next pro is that the homes are newer in Dublin. The vast majority of homes in Dublin were built in the 90s and later, and are relatively updated, especially when you combine this with the fact that Dublin is actually still adding more housing. Now, that's not to say that all the homes in Dublin are brand new. There are some neighborhoods where the homes were built around the 60s, but when you compare this with the rest of the Bay as a whole, the homes in Dublin were built much more recently. The fact that a lot of homes were built more recently in Dublin also means that they have more modern floor plans. So you don't see a lot of those 3-bedroom, 1-bath situations that you do in some other parts of the Bay. Now let's get into the cons. The lot sizes are typically smaller in Dublin. So if you're looking for that big backyard or nice sized lawn, you might want to look somewhere like Pleasanton or Livermore. Not all the lots in Dublin are small, but it's definitely much more common, especially with the new construction homes. On the plus side, however, this also means much less yard maintenance year-round. My next con is that Dublin kind of has a cold commercial feel, and I'm going to try to explain what I mean by this. So in recent years, Dublin has seen a significant amount of residential development, and the way that they built out the city is by adding 3-story homes and 4 or even 5-story apartment buildings, which is not so common for the Tri-Valley area. Dublin has also added these homes through these large-scale master plan communities, so there's a lot of uniformity that you see when driving through Dublin. That combined with multiple large shopping centers that run through Dublin kind of give Dublin that like colder modern feel. I personally don't mind it, and I think it's only really noticeable when you compare it to its neighboring cities like Pleasanton or Livermore. But if Dublin was located near somewhere like San Jose or Fremont, you probably wouldn't notice the commercial vibe or think anything of it. My next con is that there's no downtown. I kind of briefly touched on this earlier. This one's kind of odd because Dublin says that they have a downtown, but they really don't. And there's no portion of the city with like restaurants and bars laid out that's walkable with a traditional downtown ambiance like Pleasanton or Livermore has. I actually think that this is another reason why Dublin has more of that cold feel, because these traditional style downtowns that Livermore and Pleasanton have really tend to give it that small town ambiance, and the downtown area tends to become a focal point of the city. But there are plans for Dublin to add or revitalize its downtown and add a hub for shopping and dining, so stay tuned. However, I haven't really seen any movement with this project, so until then, if you're looking for that downtown atmosphere, you're only about 25 minutes away from Walnut Creek, which is more of a city-style downtown, and you're only about 15 minutes from downtown Danville, and less than 10 minutes to downtown Pleasanton, and about 20 minutes to downtown Livermore, which are all more traditional-style downtowns. So you certainly have tons of choices when it comes to a day or night out. My next con is traffic. So you are definitely going to experience some traffic going to and from Dublin, especially during commuting hours and especially on Fridays. However, I think traffic is an issue throughout the entire Bay Area, and Dublin is just kind of no exception to that. My next con is that Dublin can be expensive. The home prices and rents in Dublin are above the national average, And there are certainly more affordable places to live, especially if you were to go a little bit further east. However, there are certain parts of the Bay that are definitely more expensive than Dublin. Like for example, Danville tends to be more expensive than Dublin, but Dublin tends to be more expensive than Livermore. So it's kind of relative to your situation. My next con is that Dublin can feel a little congested. Dublin is one of California's fastest growing cities and is constantly approving new projects, both residential and commercial, to accommodate new residents moving east. However, it's leaving some of its longtime residents feeling like the city is changing too much and starting to become increasingly more crowded. If you like this video or if you want to know anything else about buying, selling, or investing in Dublin, please feel free to reach out to me. All my information is in the description below. I'd be more than happy to talk with you about how I can help you with what you're looking for. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.